Hi, I'm a software engineer currently working in Bangalore and I currently make 55 LPA. Let me show you my resume that helped me reach this salary. I'll talk about my education, my career trajectory and how I negotiated this salary. When I was negotiating for my salary at my current company, so I obviously looked at the numbers other people were getting. I checked levels.fyi, Glassdoor and LeetCode. So this is the industry standard that generally is given to this experienced people. So you should give this much at least. So they have given me a 50 lakh base and remaining 5 lakh is the fixed bonus, and it can go up to 10 lakh also bonus depending on my performance and company's performance. So it can go up to 10 lakhs, so totaling 55 lakh. I have reached from 8 LPA to 55 LPA currently. I did my BTech from IP University, Delhi, which is a tier 3 college. Came the time for campus placement. So there was one company, JTG, that came first to my college and it selected 2 students from my entire college and I was luckily one of them. And I got a first offer from them that was 8 LPA. I got another offer from AWS, which was for cloud support associate, and that was 18 LPA. Life-changing decision I took was like joining JTG instead of AWS. So the difference was JTG offer was a software development role, which was the core thing that I wanted to get into, and AWS was a cloud support associate role, so it was a support role. So obviously I had to think a lot of time because the difference in the amount was huge. It was 10 LPA difference, and that too at the beginning of my career. And everyone told me like if you get into this support role, then it will be difficult to transition back to a normal development role. So that's when I made my decision that I'll choose the 8 LPA instead of 18 LPA because it will help me in the longer run. How I cleared all the interviews with JTG. So I was already well prepared with DSA. So they had 2 online coding rounds, and then post that they also had 3 on-site rounds. So after joining JTG, I became a full stack developer. That basically helped me transition into my next role also. After JTG, I joined Swiggy. So this job came via one of my friends that she was not my college friend or anything. She was a friend I made at a networking event, and that helped me later get a job because she was the one who called me and told me that there was some opening in her team, and it was an internal opening. It was obviously not listed on their career site. So she forwarded my resume to her manager, and that's how I landed my second interview call with Swiggy. So you should basically try out all these networking events. So you should get to know what all things people are working on, how are they learning, where are these guys interviewing, where are these people working. Then comes the part about the interview process of Swiggy. So they had 4 rounds. 2 were DSA round, data structure algorithm, 1 was machine coding round, and another was managerial round. All my interviews were scheduled within a week time. Starting 2 rounds were DSA rounds. Obviously machine coding was round I was giving for the first time. So I took 2 days time to prepare for that and took some help from my friend also. And then comes the most important round, basically managerial round. A lot of people basically neglect this round thinking that it's a normal discussion and all. But manager is a main person who will basically make your hiring decision. If he is impressed by your profile, even if your previous rounds are not that good, you will be hired. Once I got the offer from Swiggy, so it was a huge jump from my previous salary. I got an offer for 28 LPA. So even though I took an initial pay cut when I chose JTG over AWS, so but that helped me in the longer run, and I got 28 LPA directly. Once I received this job offer from Swiggy, I obviously told about it to my parents, and they were in complete shock. Like they couldn't believe like I have received an offer from such a big company, and that to a huge jump from 8 LPA to 28 LPA. Let's talk about how Swiggy helped me gain my later on skills. So at Swiggy, I was obviously working on a product-centric team. So I was working in the pricing team, which is a core pillar of the Swiggy's entire app. So you can assume it to be basically backbone of Swiggy, because if pricing is down, no one can do any payment, they can't proceed. So everything is down and revenue is directly impacted. So I was working on a very critical team, so that helped me learn those skills. I became a pure full-fledged backend developer there. Before this, I was working on small things, but now I got to work on these high-scale products. So we were handling 200K requests per second. So that is the kind of throughput you get to work on when you are working with these companies. So that basically obviously helps improve your resume, because let's say if I'm applying to Google and there are 2 candidates applying to Google, one has worked with the 100K request system and I have worked with 200k request system, so that will give me a upper edge because I have obviously made decisions that will help scale these systems. So if I talk about the perks I got at Swiggy, so one was obviously the brand name I was working with. Another was a remote working setup. I can start my day anytime, end it anytime. So we have learning budget and we can utilize it every year to buy some courses to upskill ourselves. So layoffs happened at Swiggy. So I was also one of the guy who was impacted by the layoffs after getting laid off. Since I was applying to a lot of jobs, I made an Excel sheet. Whenever I find any opening relevant to me, I'll add that opening link there and the name of persons I have already contacted and what is the status, like whether I have received response from them, and if I don't receive response within 2-3 days, I'll reach out to some other person. I also tweeted about my layoff on Twitter, which somehow got very viral, and I got a lot of interview calls from that single tweet. Within 10 days of my layoff, got my first offer letter. It was a contractual role from Amazon. I got the offer letter for I think around 35 LPA from them. And talking about the interview process with Amazon, it was slightly different from Swiggy because now I have moved to a 3 years experience ladder. So now first round was my DSA round, second round was low level design round, and then the newly added round was system design round. So I took some time to prepare for that round, and then the managerial round. So the Variety was the company that hired me, and Amazon was the client for them. So I was working with Amazon, but on paper I was employee of Variety. When I joined Amazon, I was still looking for full-time offers. As I mentioned, when I was laid off, I reached out to a lot of recruiters. So one of the recruiter reached out to me that I got your resume earlier. At that time, I was not hiring. Now I am hiring at CoinDCX. Do you want to interview? So that's how that 5-6 old month cold DM helped me to get the interview call at CoinDCX. Now, if I talk about the interview process of CoinDCX, so I had 1 DSA, 1 machine coding, and 2 system design rounds. If I talk about the each of round in detail, so in DSA round, obviously they will look at your problem solving skills. How are you able to write the code within the given time frame? Is the code working or not? Is it throwing errors or all these things? In machine coding round, they'll give you a problem statement and it will be a 1.5 hour round. They'll give you a proper problem statement, like let's say snake and ladder game or banking system. So you'll have to write entire code from scratch. You don't have to do DB and all. You can use in-memory things to store the data and all, but you have to show the functionality. How will you basically design classes? How will you separate out the classes? How will you design interfaces? And which design principles will you use? And how clean code are you writing? These are the emphases of machine coding round. So once you clear that, then it will be a system design round. And in system design round, they will see your high level skills, like how much aware are you of the high level components? Are you aware of which DV you have to choose where? How do you want to basically separate out the concerns for different services? When do you want to divide microservices? When do you want to keep a monolith? All these things are basically tested in system design round. I cleared the interviews with CoinDCX, so they obviously asked me my expectations. So since I already had a salary jump and I was working with Amazon for 5 months, so I already had 3 months of updated salary slips with 35 LPA. So that obviously helped me get a better salary at CoinDCX. So I mentioned that I'll have to relocate to Bangalore because CoinDCX was a hybrid role, and I asked for joining bonus from them. So that's how they gave me an offer letter for I think 43 LPA. 41 was my base component and 2 lakhs were bonus. Working at CoinDCX, so it helped me basically learn about the trading and fintech domain at first, and then learning about the WebSocket technologies, learned about how we can mentor our juniors. So I took I think 40-50 interviews at CoinDCX also. I took staff engineer interviews for DSA rounds. So let's say you are working on DSA rounds. If you write good code and you work on the edge cases and your direction is correct, so that will give you an upper edge over other candidates. Because a lot of freshers, they don't write good code in DSA round. Your code should be running. Code quality is not generally considered there. But obviously if your code quality is good, that will create a good impression. I worked at CoinDCX for I think 1 year, 8 months. If you remain active on LinkedIn, a lot of recruiters reach out to you directly because they see some activity there. This company, they were looking for people who are experienced in the same domain. So they reached out to me and told me that they're opening their new office in India and they're hiring for backend developers. Do you want to interview? it was directly interview for low-level design and high-level design with the director. So my first round was a HLD round with my manager and director. They asked me obviously some question which was regarding the fintech domain only, and since I've already worked a lot on this part, so I was able to answer a lot of their questions, and I was able to make the decisions as per the requirement which was getting changed. So they got really impressed by the interview. So from 43 LPA now it has become 55 LPA. You should structure your resume in a correct manner. Whenever a recruiter is screening your resume, they generally give 20-30 seconds to it. So they'll look for the keywords. So you should highlight the technologies, the impact you have created by your project, and revenue impact or maybe cost impact. All these things should be highlighted so that it is noticed, like recruiters can notice it within 30 seconds. Firstly, your name and basic communication details, email, phone number comes at the top. For people who are early in their careers, like less than 4 years, what they can do is they can basically keep making projects, like full-fledged projects. And when a lot of people make projects, they basically don't use a lot of technologies, like they won't use Redis for caching. So whenever you are making project, you should make it for a high scale. You should load test your project. So let's say if someday you are launching a project and it is having 100k requests per second, so whether it is able to handle that load or not. And you should attach all these results in your source code GitHub repo, so that if someone is viewing your project, they'll know that you have done this kind of load testing. So your code is basically structured in such a way it can scale to this particular load. So that will help. And also you can follow a lot of GitHub repositories, awesome system design repository. So you can, in your free time, you can think about all these bigger systems. So let's say you are ordering food on quick commerce, so you can think about how they might be computing pricing, how they might be doing rider matching in Uber. So think about all these problems you are facing in day-to-day life, and you can think about what can be solution, and then discuss with ChatGPT to iterate more.